It's 30 years now since Arsenal last won their League Cup that was once called the Carling Cup, once called the Washington Cup, and it's now called the Carabao Cup. And obviously Arsenal are really going to revive their plan to go on and really win it, because they've taken long without winning it. 30 years, that's when they last won it. And obviously Mikel Arteta is going to go on and really get his army onto the pitch, that is the Emirates, to go on and really fight to see to it that they really win this trophy. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. Guys, if you're watching us for the very first time, lower right bottom corner, that's the place to be. Smash the subscription button by smashing it. Hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified each and every time I upload a video onto this channel. Today is the Carabao Cup game. Arsenal is hosting Brighton at the Emirates, something that's really going to be good for Arsenal, and it's really going to call for a lot of rotation. And the only two injuries that are really bothering Mikel Arteta are Takehiro Tomiyasu, who got an injury. I think it was the game of before they played Chelsea. Which team did they play? I think it was in the midweek when they are playing in I think it was FC Zurich. He got off the pitch with a muscular injury, and we don't know when he's going to return, but I don't believe he can make it to start this game of football. Obviously, the other player that is out until December is Emily Smith-Rowe. The rest of the players are really great, and the returnees that we just saw recently were Zinchenko, Elneny, and who else? And Matt Turner, the goalkeeper. Not so. So all those are back, and Arsenal is really having a fully fit squad to go on and face Brighton. Talking about Brighton, it's not an easy side to go on and really host, because De Zerbi is really one of those managers that has really gone ahead to come and really implicate his style of play into the Premier League, and obviously has won his previous two games, beating Chelsea by 4-1 and beating, was it Brentford? It was Brentford. That game ended 4-3. Was it Southampton? I think they really won that game away by 4-3. So it shows you that he's getting his team to the levels he wants it to be. They're really scoring lots of goals, and I believe Mikel Arteta needs to be so much observant to see who can come in and really outcompete what Brighton and De Zerbi are going to feel on the field of play. So Rock and David is my name, guys, and allow me first get into this predicted lineup that me and my team here onto the Rokani Media Football really came up with, to see to it that it starts into this game of football to get Arsenal that desired 3 points and really go to the next round, because no return leg. If you draw, obviously extra time, and when you play extra time, penalties will decide. So I don't believe that Mikel Arteta would have loved to go on and see his team really prolong this game to extra time, because most of his players will really get tired, and that is what Mikel Arteta is looking at. I think he's going to play with the system of 4-3-3. Recently, he has been playing with a 4-2-3-1, but obviously in his previous 2-3 games, he has been going for a 4-3-3. Now, Ramsdale, I believe he's going to be rested. The return of Matt Turner, remember he got a groin injury, missed out on the last 2 games Arsenal played in the UEFA Europa League. That one away in Netherlands, that is against PSV, and the one against FC Zurich was not present. So I think he's returning into the starting 11 of Arsenal and is going to be in between the posts of Arsenal. On the right back, Cedric Soares is back, Tomiyasu away, and I believe the manager can't risk Cedric Soares in a game of such a magnitude. And I believe he's really going to play with Ben White. I believe Ben White can go on and play today, and also play on Saturday as they play their last game before the World Cup break. That is Mikel Arteta, because this game is crucial for Mikel Arteta. He goes ahead to go on and really try to hunt for another trophy. Remember, he has only won 2 trophies for Arsenal, the FA Cup and the Community Shield. So I believe Ben White is going to play as the right back. Left back, Zinchenko returned and played some good number of minutes, close to 70 against Chelsea, and Kientieni came on and played the remaining 20. And I believe Mikel Arteta is going to go on for Kientieni to have minutes into this game of football, to reserve Zinchenko to go on and play over the weekend. Now, let's go to the central defense. William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes is the ideal partnership or central defensive partnership for Mikel Arteta. But I believe this time around, they're going to give this man a chance. That is Rob Holding is going to play on the right side of the central defense. And is it going to be alongside Saliba or Gabriel Magalhaes? I believe it's going to be alongside this man. Gabriel Magalhaes, not included into the Brazilian national team squad that is going to play in the World Cup, and I believe it's really going to be a very good time for him to go on and really rest, and the manager should use this time to play him these remaining games because he knows he's really going to get the ample rest that he deserves. William Saliba is going to go to the World Cup. I don't believe the manager will feature him in this game of football unless otherwise it's required, but I believe it's going to be Gabriel Magalhaes because for him he's going to be resting and obviously training with Arsenal, waiting for the Premier League to return. So that is the back four of Arsenal, and it's going to start like that to go on and really face the likes of Danny Welbeck, the likes of Trossard, and I believe they can go ahead and really stop that attacking front three of Brighton. Going in the midfield area, Thomas Partey, Grant Xhaka have been really the regular starters for Arsenal, but I believe this being a Carabao Cup, you need to rest Thomas Partey for the Premier League game and Xhaka because in the game of Chelsea looked off, totally off, and I never remember Xhaka doing something pivotal into that game of football. He was really off, and I believe the manager really also saw it. So I believe we are going to have the following players in the midfield three of Arsenal. 1, Elneny is going to play as a single pivot for Arsenal, returning from injury, played against FC Zurich and played some good number of minutes, and they brought him on in the game of Chelsea, and he played very, very well. Then we are having Fabio Vieira playing on the right side of Elneny, and obviously Albert Sambi Lokonga playing onto the left of Elneny. So that is going to be the midfield three of Arsenal, and I believe it can go on and really suppress that midfield three or that midfield of Brighton, the right of Caicedo and very many others by the experience, and obviously them being home, they can go ahead and really overpower that midfield. Then let's go to the forward three that Arsenal are really going to bring, according to me and my team. Obviously, Reece Nelson, who scored a brace and created one against Nottingham Forest, is going to start off the left attacking side of the midfield. Then we go with Marquinhos to start on the right attacking side of the midfield, and obviously who is leading the line, it's going to be a man who goes by names of Eddie Nketiah. I believe, to me, that's not a bad Arsenal side that's going to come on and really do the needful for Arsenal and get that job done if Arsenal Brighton don't show up, because teams like Brighton have always shown us that even in the Carabao Cup they filled their first 11. Reason being, they are not in Europe, they've been playing one game a week, and so I believe that De Zerbi is going to front his full squad to go on and really face Arsenal. But I believe for Mikel Arteta, he knows that the most important thing is the game they're going to play over the weekend. So the game they're going to play over the weekend is more important than what they are going to do now. So I believe today he's really going to go on and really bench that most of his players because they are playing away at Wolverhampton Wanderers. That is Arsenal, and you know how hard it is to go on and get 3 points at the Molineux Stadium. So I believe he's really going to go on and rest the like of Martinelli. He's going to the World Cup, he has to rest him, but they might come on later because 5 substitutions are really called up for the other player. Jesus is also going to be rested because he's going to the World Cup and you need him in the game of Wolverhampton Wanderers. But in this game, he can come on and redo the needful. For Marquinhos, I think he's going to start for Bukayo Saka. Maybe Bukayo Saka will come on later to do the needful for side, which goes by the names of Arsenal in this game of football. But we should look at the other Brighton team. Trossard has been played in the recent 3 games as a false number 9, and he's going to be facing Rob Holding and Gabriel Magalhaes. So the problem that Arsenal is going to face is that Trossard doesn't really go on to play as a centre forward who really rests there and really stays there waiting for the ball to come in and really maybe score. No, he plays as a false 9. He's over roving to the left midfield, and the right. That means Brighton are going to play with the false 9 in that game of football, unless they play with Danny Welbeck, who is really going to be there as their focal point. But if at all they don't play with Danny Welbeck, it's really going to be hard for Arsenal to go on and really know who to mark and who really to get out of this game of football, because it's really, really, really hard when a false 9 like Trossard is really facing you. You saw him against Chelsea. You saw him against Southampton, against Liverpool. He's been scoring goals for fun. And I've had very many Arsenal fans saying that he should be one of the players they should go on and sign in the January transfer window, because they need a player like him to come on and really change the game of football. Some even say that even if they don't get him in January, they should go ahead and really get him in the summer. That is Trossard. What should De Zerbi do? Should he front Dan Welbeck or start with Trossard? We are going to see and wait what is going to happen in this game of football that's going to happen today at the Emirates. But for Arsenal, that front three I think can threaten Brighton. Reason being, they have lots of things to prove the manager. When you're having players that are really having a lot of things to prove the manager, it's really a different game of football altogether. They go ahead and really do the needful to go on and shock the opponent and really claim for a start into the Premier League, like Reiss Nelson, having scored a brace against Nottingham and created one. He played some good number of minutes against FC Zurich, though later he was shifted to the left and then Bukayo Saka came on. In the game of Chelsea, I never saw him because they brought on Elneny, Elneny and Rob Holding, I believe. That's what they really brought on. He never played. So he needs to go on and really prove the manager, please. I can go ahead and really save Arsenal and really create those goals and really sit down players, all put in those assists that most people don't believe we can go on and do. So that is a man who goes by the names of Reiss Nelson, and obviously going in for Martinelli Gabriel position, with the likes of Elneny coming in and Sambi Lokonga. And for Sambi Lokonga, I believe that he plays well as a pivot or as a single pivot, but every time you let him play box to box, you benefit a lot more from him. And I believe Mikel Arteta will be giving him those instructions to go on and play like that in this game of football as they played against FC Zurich. Because the game against FC Zurich, the midfield three had Lokonga, Elneny and Fabio Vieira. Let's talk about Fabio Vieira. Fabio Vieira is really one of the players that I believe he's being distracted by his physicality in the Premier League. Talent-wise, he's undoubted, and I believe he's a better player in the final third than Odegaard, because for him, he has a snapshot on him. His decision making is quick, and he does a lot on the ball. You get? He does a lot on the ball. He has that long pass on him. So he has a lot on him, but I believe it's going to take him this season to get used to the Premier League, and maybe next season it might be his breakthrough season in the Premier League. This season, it's really going to be hard for him to go on and make his breakthrough, reason being the position where he plays. He is competing with the Arsenal captain, that is Martin Odegaard. And he has to go on and really take his levels, or raise his levels to the position where I believe that he should convince the manager. Next season, Arsenal is going to be in the Champions League. And I believe Odegaard, the captain, would like to captain Arsenal in the Champions League and the Champions League, meaning that Fabio Vieira needs to go on and really show the manager plays at a level of coming on and playing. You get? Because obviously Odegaard will need to be rested in certain games, and whenever he was rested, especially that game against Brentford where he never played because he was injured, Fabio Vieira came up and really scored and even played very well. But trust me, Odegaard has something special in him. So Fabio Vieira is still young, 21 years of age, and Mikel Arteta is good at grooming players, and let's see how he's going to transform him into this Arsenal team. But today, I believe he's going to be so much pivotal in what Arsenal is going to do and what they're not going to do in the field of play, because he's really good at creating chances that are really going to see the opponent of Brighton really mark him out. He's really going to be one of those players they're going to target to come and mark out and get out of this game, because he's deadly. Give him space he's going to go on and really kill off the game immediately. And even you can get goals out of him. He has a very good shot on him. I believe perfect crosses into the far post areas, and they should watch upon onto that. So thank you guys for watching again. That is my predicted lineup of Arsenal. I've told you what I believe is going to come out of this game, but lastly, my prediction is the one that is coming up. Obviously, I believe this game is going to go to extra time. The entire 90 minutes, I see a draw written over this game. Unless otherwise, Brighton really make drastic changes. But if at all they bring up their team, the A team, they're really going to go on and really be a havoc to Arsenal. But I believe Arsenal is going to go through to the next round. This game might end in extra time or go all out in penalties. That's what I really believe. So thank you guys for watching in. I sign out for now. See you later. And obviously, Rokani Media Football is the channel to be. And don't hesitate to go into the right bottom corner and subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell. Afterwards, go on and really tell me what you think about this game, Arsenal versus Brighton. It's not the UEFA Europa League, it's the Carabao Cup. I'm sorry guys, the Carabao Cup. I'm sorry for that title. I'm sorry, very sorry about it, but obviously it's the Carabao Cup. As you see up there, it's Arsenal versus Brighton. I sign out for now. See you later.